Hello Stampers! Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute card using the tinsel from the mini catalog in a non-Christmassy way and the wonderful new stamp set called Wordplay. Alright, so let's get started. Okay, first of all I want to show you the patterned paper that I'm going to be using. It is from the Big Idea book and catalog. It is the Presto Patterns specialty paper. It's a paper that people often overlook, and it was in the summer mini catalog as well. It is a white paper with a glossy pattern on it. I don't know if you can see. I'll kind of move it around. And the glossy pattern resists ink, so you can brayer on ink or you can sponge on ink, and wherever it's glossy will still be white underneath. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of that. I've got a piece that I've cut down to 1 3/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm going to use some Baja Breeze ink. And just a wedge of our Stampin' sponge, and I'm just going to sponge on it in a circular motion. Okay, so you can see that the pattern, it makes the pattern pop, and where it's glossy, it resists the ink. And then what I'll do is just take a little tissue, wipe off any excess ink that's sticking to the embossed portion. Okay, so then I've already done a whole piece. So we're going to take that piece, and now my color combination that I've chosen, I took straight from the Color Coach, and we are using Baja Breeze, Cajun Craze, and Basic Gray. And I got that color combination right from the back of the Baja Breeze card. So right there. And I'm really drawn to Cajun Craze. I've been using a lot of Cajun Craze lately. So I guess that's why I was drawn to that color combination. Okay, so my card base is Basic Gray. It's just a standard card base. So I'm going to fold along there, and I'm going to stick that on there. My adhesive here. Okay, that's going to go right on there. And then I'm just going to use my corner rounder to round the corners. And I am going to do both layers. So I'm going to tuck this in and just punch that out there. And this one here, whoops, just like that. And I'm going to set that aside for just a second. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to do the tinsel now. Okay, so this is our tinsel. It's in the Holiday Mini Catalog. It comes on a roll, and it is on a wire. It's on a wire, so it's really pliable, and it stays when you position it. So I found that the best way to adhere that is to use the mini glue dots. Take your fingernail and just kind of roll it. And then I shouldn't be using my fingernail, I should be using my scissors after I roll it. Just kind of curl it up so it's narrow, because you don't want it too much of it to stick out from underneath that wire. And I'm just going to do 3 right along here. Okay, and then I'm going to put my wire right over top. My tinsel. Just push that down. And to trim it, you either want to use your old craft and rubber scissors or an old pair of scissors. You don't want to use any of your good scissors, crafting scissors for this, because you don't want to ruin them. Okay, so I'll just trim that down. Okay, so that's quick and easy to use that tinsel, and it just dresses it up just a little bit. All right, so now the stamp set that I'm using is Wordplay. Now, some of our clear mount stamp sets, they come in 2 cases if all the images don't fit in one case. So both these cases, you get all of these images in the same set. So, and the particular one that I'm using today is this one here. So I've got it mounted on my clear mount block, and I'm going to use a Baja Breeze marker and just color the arrow portion. And you can notice when I use my markers, I am not using the tips of them, I'm using the sides of them. This will help prevent fraying the tips. It will just make them last a little longer. And then I've got a piece of Whisper white cardstock. I guess we don't need that anymore. I'm just going to give it a huff and stamp it down. Let's stamp it this way. Okay, so that's one of the images that I need, and I've already cut that out and put a little dimensional on the back, so I'm going to use that in a second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the rest of the image, and I'm going to use my basic gray marker, and this will take a minute. And I'm doing everything except the dreams and the arrow. I'm not going to bother doing the arrow again, just because I've already done the arrow and it's going to be popped up anyways. And if there's a little bit of ghosting left from when I did it before, that's fine, because that'll just show me where to position the popped up arrow. And now this color is Cajun Craze, so again I'm sticking with my color combination. Okay. Alright, I'll give this a huff. And see if I can line it up so it's straight. Sorry if my head's in the way there. Stamp it down. Okay. And then this will get put on there to cover up that arrow. Just like that. And then I've got a strip of Cajun Craze cardstock. And again, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I keep lots of little scraps. I'm going to position this along the bottom here. And again, I'm going to use my corner rounder and just round that corner and this one over here. Okay, and then I've got I'm going to use, or I've used the Big Shot die called Tinsel Trim from the Holiday Mini Catalog. And I've used this zigzag type bit to cut piece here to cut some Baja Breeze cardstock, and that's going to get added onto there. Now I found the best way to adhere that is with your Tombow multi-purpose adhesive, and what I'm going to do is just put a narrow bead of it right along the seam there, and adhere that like that, just to give it a little push, and use my snips to trim that. Okay, flip it over. I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals on the back. Sometimes the backing on these doesn't come off very easily. There we go. Okay, and then we will stick that right about there. And there you go. So that was a super quick and easy card, and it just shows you a different way other than for Christmas that you can use the tinsel. All right, hope you enjoyed it, and you can check out more inspiration. You can find more inspiration on my blog at www.stampedtreasures.com.